Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. we were on the seventh Brahmanam, which is the Uddalaka Brahmanam. Already the sixth Brahmanam, we saw Gargi started questioning Yajnavalkya. From the sixth to the ninth Brahmanam, how Atma is Sarvantaraha. That is what is the discussion here. The Shruti is revealing that Atma is the Antaratma for all the beings. It is the Atma of everything that is there here. In that context only, Gargi starts questioning, but she asks about the Adhara of the Brahmaloka, starting from this earth onwards, earth and the waters, etc. There, Yajnavalkya stops her, saying that you don't question this particular thing only using Pratyaksha and Anumana. If you further continue this inquiry, he gave a shapa. He said that your head will fall down. Like this, he actually tells Gargi, and then Gargi then stops further questioning and she sits. After that, our Uddalaka, who is Arunihi, Arunasya Apatyam, he is the son of Aruna. He tells a story that he was in the Madra Desha and he was with a guru called Patanjala, and his wife was actually possessed by a Gandharva, and then they asked this Gandharva, who are you? Then the Gandharva says, I am Kabandha. And then the Gandharva asks this Patanjala and all the people who have assembled there to learn from Patanjala how to do the yajna. So they all have come to Patanjala's place to learn how to do yajna. Yajnam adiyanaha, like that is there here, you can see. That Gandharva is asking them now, do you know the sutram, that which is tying this loka and the paraloka? Okay, all the things which are there, all the beings which are there, all of them are tied together as though with a rope, with the sutra. They are all bound together, held together. Like this, you can say Sandribdhani is the word used. So he asked, do you know this sutra? Means Patanjala says, I don't know, Bhagavan. So he didn't know this only. Then further the Gandharva asked another question also. Even though they didn't know the answer for the first question only, the Gandharva continues with the second question. And he asked, do you know the Antaryami? Okay, the sutra is there, but then even bigger than the sutra is the Antaryami, or the one who is controlling with the sutra, correct? Sutra is like the thread or the rope. So, for example, you are having a, let us say, this Bommalatam we say, correct? In Tamil, in English it is called puppet show, correct? In puppet show, all the puppets are controlled by the sutra only. But then who is wielding that sutra? That person is the Antaryami, correct? The one who is actually making all the puppets act. So this Gandharva now asks, do you know this Antaryami, who is again the one who is controlling everything which is there here, this loka, paraloka, all the beings, etc. Then for this also the Patanjala says that I don't know who this Antaryami is. Then the Gandharva praises the jnanam of the sutra and antaryami. The one who knows this sutra and antaryami, he is a brahmavit, he is a lokavit, he is a devavit, vedavit, bhutavit, atmavit, like this. The Gandharva is praising this vidya. Okay, the one who knows the antaryami is the one who knows all these things also, he says. Then these people ask, why don't you then teach us? Because they all now become very interested, correct? If the knower of the antaryami is also the knower of all these things, means they all become interested now. They have become jignasus and they want to know this, and they ask this Gandharva, and the Gandharva taught them. And now this Uddalaka says that I was also there, correct? I was living with Patanjala at that time, and I have learned this about the sutra and the antaryami from the Gandharva. And so I am a Brahmavit now. And you, if you do not know this, hey Yajnavalkya, and if you are not a Brahmavit and still you are taking away these cows, because these cows are all supposed to be for the Brahmavit only. Brahma Gavihi, they are called, in fact. Okay. So if you take away these cows which are there for the Brahmavit, without knowing or without being a Brahmavit, then he gives a shapa. The Uddalaka now gives a shapa, says, Murdhate vipatishyati. So your head will fall if you take away without knowing this Brahman. But then Yajnavalkya coolly he says, I know this Sutram and Antaryami. But even though Yajnavalkya says, I know, Uddalaka is not convinced. He says, no, anybody can say, I know. What is the point in saying, I know? Tell me whatever you know. In whichever way you know that, you tell me what is this sutra and what this antaryami is. So, yatha veta tata bruhi, like this he is asking. And then Yajnavalkya is going to answer. So, we'll quickly see the Bhashya here. So, idanim brahmalokanam antaratamam sutram vaktavyam iti tadarthaha arambaha. So, this particular Brahmana is starting because the previous Brahmana, Gargi's question stopped with Brahmaloka, correct? What is the adhara of the Brahmaloka, she asks. What is the Brahmaloka itself is Ota Prota, by which, Otam and Protam, by which, that actually he did not answer, Yajnavalkya. But here, that actually the Brahmaloka itself is Ota Prota by the Sutra. That is the connection here, okay? So Brahmalokanam Antaratamam, the whatever is there within the Brahmaloka also means what? Whatever is subtler than Brahmaloka, and Brahmaloka itself is like a Karya Bhuta of this Sutra, which is the Karana. And that has to be now said, Vaktavyam iti tadarthaha arambaha. For that purpose, this Brahmana is started. And this is called Antaryami Brahmana, very famous actually. And but that cannot be known through only Pratyaksha or Anumana. So that's why Bhashyakara makes an interesting note here. He says, Tacha agamenaiva prashtavyam iti itihasena agama upanyasaha kriyate. So that has to be known only through the Shruti, through the Veda, through a Guru. It cannot be known by just doing some logical analysis or anything like that. So for that purpose, this story is being told here. The story about Patanjala and the Gandharva, etc. Because these people have known it through Gandharva. Gandharva is their guru now, and Gandharva has taught them. Okay, so that is the story here. Itihasena means this is through the Akhyayika, this story. And it's how it happened also, really. That's what Itihasa, Bhashyakara uses the word. So agamenaiva prashtavyam iti itihasena agama upanyasaha kriyate. So the agama, you have to know this through agama only. That is indicated here by telling this particular story which happened. Okay. And so how does it start? Athaha inam uddalako namataha. So thereafter, Uddalaka, the one who named Uddalaka, and who is he? Arunasya apatyam Arunihi. So he is the son of Aruna. Papracha, he asked Yajnavalkyeti Hovacha, so he called out Yajnavalkya. And then he tells this story. Madreshu Desheshu Avasama Ushitavantaha. So we were staying at Madra Desha. And where Patanjalasya, in Patanjala's place, Patanjalaha Namataha, the one who is known as Patanjala, and Tasyaiva Kapigotrasya Kapyasya. And who is this Patanjala? He is from the Kapigotra. That's why he is known as Kapyaha. So Kapigotrasya Kapyasya Griheshu, in the house of this Patanjala, who is of Kapigotra. And for what purpose they were staying there? Yajnam Adhiyanaha. Yajnam Adhiyanaha. Yajna Shastra Adhyayanam Kurvanaha. Doing Adhyayanam of the Yajna Shastra, how to do Yajna. For knowing that these people, more than one people, many of them were staying there. All the students who are interested to learn this from Patanjala. Tasya asid bharya. So this Patanjala had a wife, and what? Gandharva grihita. She was possessed by a Gandharva. And then these people asked this Gandharva, Kositi, tam apritsama Kositi. So that Gandharva, these people asked, who are you? Saha abravit, he told, what? Kabandaha namataha. So my name is Kabandha. And he is also what? Atharvanaha. Atharvanaha apatyam. He is the son of Atharvan. So Atharva's son, and is Atharvanaha. And then he said, Saha abravit Gandharvaha. So this Gandharva then said, what? Patanjalam Kapyam Yajnikanscha Tat Shishyan. So whom did he tell? He told Patanjala and also all the Yajnikas. Yajnikas means those who are desirous of learning this Yajna, who are all Shishyas of Patanjala. So Bhashyakara says Tat Shishyan, Patanjalasya Shishyan. So these are all the Shishya. So that is there here itself, correct? In the original here itself. Saha abravit Patanjalam Kapyam Yajnikanscha. But the interesting thing is, whatever he says, he is only telling the Patanjala, or he is addressing Patanjala, but others are also there. So that means he is addressing everybody. He says, Vethanutvam he kapya janishe tat sutram. So he is asking them, do you know this sutra? Okay, he kapya, do you know this sutra? What is that sutra? Kim tat? Means yena sutrena ayam cha lokaha idam cha janma. So by this sutra, this loka means what? This particular janma means this body, mind, sense complex, this world. Okay. Idam cha janma, Bhashyakara says. Ayam cha lokaha means idam cha janma. Parascha lokaha, parancha pratipattavyam. Paraloka means any other loka which you have to gain by whatever karma and all that we are doing here. Based on that, you are going to go to some other loka which is yet to be attained, but it is to be attained. So pratipattavyam janma. So ihaloka, paraloka, all of them. And also not only that, sarvani cha bhutani, all the beings. Who are they? Brahmadi stamba paryantani, starting from Brahma up to a stump of grass. All the beings. And they are all what? Sandribdhani, sangrathitani, sragiva sutrena, Vishtabdhani bhavanti yena. So Bhashyakara explains. Sandribdhani means sangrathitani, means they are all tied together or held together. Like how? Like even sragiva. Srag means a garland, correct? So the garland is held together by the thread, correct? So this garland can be of flowers or even can be of a money, all the different jewels, correct? Precious stones and all that. So this garland made up, which is held together by the sutra or the thread. So in the similar manner, this sutra is the one which is holding everything together. This loka, paraloka and all the beings. So this sutra, do you know? Tat kim sutram vetha? Means he is now asking, this sutram do you know? Then this Patanjala says, Saha abravit evam prishtaha kapyaha. So this kapya now tells this Gandharva, having been asked like this, what? Naham tad bhagavan vedeti, I do not know. And he says it with a lot of respect, correct? Bhagavan and all that. So tat sutram naham jane he bhagavan iti sampujyan aha. So with very much respect and in a worshipful manner, he says, hey Bhagavan, I do not know that. Okay, then further what? The Gandharva continues again. Saha abravit punaha Gandharvaha. Again this Gandharva told. Okay, upadhyayam asmanscha. Okay, now this is from the standpoint of Uddalaka. He says, this Gandharva again told the Upadhyaya or the Guru and also us, all the students who were there. So what did he say? Vethanutvam kapya tam antaryaminam. Okay, you don't know the sutra, but do you know the antaryami? Okay, hey kapya, do you know that antaryami? Antaryami iti visheshyate. And who is this antaryami? It is now being described particularly. Okay. What is that? Ya imam cha lokam, parancha lokam, sarvani cha bhutani, yaha antaraha, abhyantaraha san yamayati, niyamayati, daru yantramiva brahmayati, swam uchita vyaparam karayati iti. So do you know this antaryami? And who is this antaryami? The one who is actually there within this loka, paraloka and all the beings. Okay, abhyantaraha, yaha antaraha, antaraha san, abhyantaraha san means being within all this. And yamayati, niyamayati, one who controls or one in whose presence only all the things are acting as they are acting. Okay, in whose presence alone everything is working in the way they are working. Daru yantramiva brahmayati. So it is like that yantra rudhani mayaya and all that. Even in Gita also Bhagavan says, correct? This wooden, like we have all this different horses and all that will go around, correct? If in fact, even when we were kids, we used to go to all this. We used to have some kind of a fair, and there you go on around that. You sit on the horse and then it just rotates, correct? So somebody is actually controlling that motion, etc. The horse is only a wooden horse. So it cannot move by itself, but it is moved by a yantra, by a machine, and some human being is actually controlling that machine. So like this only everybody is controlled by whom? That is the antaryami. So swam uchita vyaparam. So whatever is the activity which is relevant for us, correct? Which is uchita for us means whatever is the activity which we do, which we have to do, which is proper for us, all that karayati, the one who makes us do whatever is to be done by us, one who is making us do all these things by sitting inside, that is the antaryami. Do you know this antaryami? Means then this also now Patanjala is saying saha abravit eva muktaha. In this manner, when asked, then the Patanjala is telling the Gandharva again, what Patanjalaha kapyaha, what did he say again? Naham tam jane bhagavan iti. I don't know this also. Sampujyanaha. Again he said very respectfully, I do not know. Then what? Saha abravit punar Gandharvaha. Then again this Gandharva talks to them. What does he say? Sutra tad antargata antaryaminoho vijnanam stuyate. So then he praises this jnanam of this sutra and the tad antargata antaryami, the one who is there within the sutra also as the antaryami. He praises the jnanam, the vijnanam of this sutra and antaryami. How? Yaha kaschid vai tat sutram he kapya vidyat vijaniyat tamcha antaryaminam sutrantargatam tasyaiva sutrasya niyantaram vidyat yaha ityevam uktena prakarena sahi brahmavit paramatmavit sa lokanscha bhuradin antaryamina niyamyamanan lokan vetti sa devanscha agnadin lokinaha janati, vedanscha sarva pramana bhutani veti, bhutan veti, veti, bhutani cha brahmadini sutrena dhriyamanani tad antargatena antaryamina niyamyamanani veti, sa atmanam cha kartrutva bhoktrutva vishishtam tena eva antaryamina niyamyamanam veti, sarvam cha jagat tata bhutam veti iti. So this Gandharva is now praising, and he gives a list of Vitt here. You can see here. Saha, Brahma Vitt, Loka Vitt, Deva Vitt, Veda Vitt, Bhuta Vitt, Atma Vitt, Sarva Vitt. Now this only Bhashyakara is now explaining each of these things. Okay. So the one who knows this sutra and the Antaryami, he and whatever in the way it has been said here, he knows all these things also. What? He is Brahmavid. Brahmavid means he is Paramatmavid. He knows the Paramatma. And then Lokanscha, the starting from Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha and all we say, correct? Bhuradin. And what kind of lokas these are? Antaryamina, Niyamyamanan Lokan. These lokas are also controlled by the Antaryami only. The Antaryami pervades everything. He is there within everything. So Lokan Veti. Then what? Deva. And Devas are the ones who live in the Loka, correct? They are the Loki. So, so Agnyadin Lokinaha, those who are there in the Lokas, Agnyadi Devatas, those Devatas also this person knows. And then all the Vedas also. Vedanscha Sarva Pramana Bhutan Veti, all the Pramanas this person knows. And all the Bhutas also. Bhutani cha Brahmadini, starting from Brahma onwards. And they are all what? Sutrena Dhriyamanani, those who are held together by the Sutra. Tad Antargatena, Antaryamina, Niyamyamanani. So even all these beings are also, they are all controlled by this Antaryami who is there inside them. So he knows all the Bhutas also. Finally, Sa Atmanam cha. Here Atma is the Vyashti Atma, Jivatma, means Kartrutva Bhoktritva Vishishtam, the one who is Karta Bhokta, correct? One's own Kartrutva Bhoktritva also I know. Aham Karta, Aham Bhokta iti. So, and also this Karta Bhokta, they are also what? Tenaiva Antaryamina Niyamyamanam Veti. So the same Antaryami only is controlling this Karta Bhokta also within the Jiva. So in this manner what? Sarvam cha Jagat Tata Bhutam Veti. So in this manner he knows the entire Jagat as being controlled by this Antaryami. So this is the praise for this Jnanam. So once they hear this praise, what happens? Evam stute Sutrantaryami Vijnane Pralubdhaha Kapyaha Abhimuki Bhutaha Vayancha Tebhyascha Asmabhyam Abhimuki Bhutebhyaha Abravit Gandharvaha Sutram Antaryaminam Cha. So in this manner, once they heard this praise, correct? Once they this sutra and Antaryami Vijnana has been praised, then they are all like they want to gain that Pralubdhaha Kapyaha. So being interested, Abhimuki Bhutaha, being interested, they are all focused on that. They want to know. So they say Vayam cha Tebhyaha Asmabhyam. So you teach all of us, okay, who are all Abhimuki Bhutebhyaha means what? We are all concentrating on you, focusing. We are very interested in this subject matter. And you tell us about this Sutra and Antaryami. So Tadaham Sutra Antaryami Vijnanam Veda Gandharvat Labdhagamaha Sanne. So this, once they are Abhimuki like that, the Gandharva told them, Gandharvaha Abravit, and he taught them. And now this Uddalaka says that I now know, correct? Because the Gandharva being the Sishya of this Gandharva, so Gandharvat Labdha Agamaha he says, because the Gandharva also is teaching only whatever is there in the Veda, and that I have now known through this Gandharva. So Tadaham Sutra Antaryami Vijnanam Veda. So I now know this sutra and Antaryami Vijnana, having gained it from this Gandharva, which is the Agama Jnanam. Tat chet Yajnavalkya Sutram Tamcha Antaryaminam Avidvans chet. Okay, so now, hey Yajnavalkya, if now you do not know this sutra and Antaryami, being an Avidwan of that, Abrahmavitsan, being an Abrahmavit, because only the one who knows this sutra and Antaryami is a Brahmavit. That was also said. So if you are an Abrahmavit, being an Abrahmavit, yadi Brahmagavihi udajase Brahmavidam swabhuta ga udajasaha unnayasi tvam anyayena. So if you now take away all these cows which are there for to be taken only by a Brahmavit, okay? Brahmavidam swabhuta ga, they are all. So they are all for the purpose of Brahmavits only. And being an Abrahmavit, if you take these cows, and it is anyaya, it is not nyaya, it is against the rules. Therefore, what? Tataha mat chapa dagdasya, you will be burnt by my shapa, he says. He has given a shapa. What is that? Murdha shiraha te tava vispashtam patishyati. Your head will fall off very clearly. It will fall separately, it will fall off from your body like this. This is my shapa. So now, having heard this, what? Evam uktaha Yajnavalkyaha. So having been said like this, Yajnavalkya, what did he say? Aha, he said what? Veda, aham. He says, Janami aham. I know. Hey Gautama, Gotrataha. And he says, Hey Gautama, I know. Correct? He says here. Aham, Vedava aham, Gautama. And Gautama means what? He is Gautama Gotra. This Uddalaka is from the Gautama Gotra. So, he Gautameti Gotrataha Tat Sutram. So, I know this sutra. Yet Gandharvaha Tubhyam Uktavan. Whatever the Gandharva told you, I know this sutra. Yancha Antaryaminam Gandharvat Viditavantaha Yuyam Tamcha Antaryaminam Vedaham. Even the Antaryami which you all came to know from this Gandharva, that all Antaryami also I know. Iti. So, he said that I know. Since Uddalaka only asked, do you know? He just says, I know. But after Yajnavalkya says this also, Uddalaka is not satisfied. So he says, Eva Mukte Pratyaha Gautamaha. So this Gautama Uddalaka, having been told like this by Yajnavalkya, he says, no, what does he say? Yaha Kaschit Prakritaha Idam Yat Tvaya Uktam Bruyat. Only a Prakritaha means what? An ordinary person, not very civilized, let us say. Person only will say, I know, and all that. Okay. You are a Pandita. Okay. And you are a very educated person. You have to now tell me whatever you know as you know. Don't just tell I know. So, Prakritaha only will say like what you said. How Veda Vedeti. I know, like this. Okay. Atmanam Shlagayen. That is praising oneself. Kim tena garjitena, he says. So, what is the point in shouting like this? Karyena darshaya. Now, show me. Okay. By your action. That how whatever you know, in whichever manner, in the same manner you tell me. Show me in action. Okay. Yatha vetha tata bruhiti. So he asks that. Then Yajnavalkya starts. He first explains what is this sutra. So Saho Vacha Vayuhu Vai Gautama Tat Sutram Vayuna Vai Gautama Sutrena Ayam Cha Lokaha Parascha Lokaha Sarvani Cha Bhutani Sandribdhani Bhavanti Tasmad Vai Gautama Purusham Pretam Ahuhu Vyasramsita Vyasramsisha Tasya Angani Iti Vayuna hi Gautama Sutrena Sandribdhani Bhavanti Ityevam Yeva Yetad Yajnavalkya Antaryaminam Bruhiti. So Yajnavalkya says now to this Gautama, this sutra itself is what? It is Vayu. Okay, Vayur Vai Gautama Tat Sutram. This sutra is nothing but Vayu. Now Vayu means, is it like we say, correct, there is a Mahabhuta Vayu also. Okay. Is it that Vayu? Means no. Here the Vayu is more like a jargon, or it is a special term. So he explains what this Vayu is. By this Vayu na only, this sutra only, this all this loka, paraloka, everything is held together by this Vayu. Okay. And so here this Vayu is actually the Sukshma Sharira. Okay, the Samashti Sukshma is called Vayu. It is also called Sutratma. The one who has the Abhimana of the Samashti Sukshma Sharira is the Sutratma. He is the one who is holding everything together. Because why? If this Vayu or Prana is not there even in the body, what happens? The body becomes Preta, correct? It becomes dead body. It will decompose, it will start disintegrating. That is this Vyasramsishata. Okay, Vyasramshita means what? It starts disintegrating. Okay. So Asya Angani. So the body is held together only by the Pranavayu. If that prana is not there, the Sukshma Sharira is not there, what happens? Body starts disintegrating. All the organs also will fall off. Therefore, what? Vayunahi Gautama Sutrena Sandribdhani, like even this body is held together by the Sukshma Sharira, even the entire Samashti also, it is the same thing. That's why it's called Vayu. So Sandribdhani Bhavanti iti evam eva etad Yajnavalkya Antaryaminam Bruhi iti. So now he accepts. Once he says this Yajnavalkya, evam eva etad Yajnavalkya, like this, Uddalaka also accepts that, yeah, whatever you say is correct, you have said properly what the sutra is. Now tell me what is this Antaryami? Like this he asks. Now let us see the Bhashya quickly. Saho vacha Yajnavalkya. Now Yajnavalkya answers. Brahmaloka yasmin otascha protascha vartamane kale yatha prithivi apsu tat sutram agamagamyam vaktavyam iti. So this Gargi's questions ended with Brahmaloka, correct? Brahmaloka itself is pervaded by what? That's where it stopped. Now, that is what is being answered here, because starting from Prithivi onwards, the Apsu, water. So, Prithivi is pervaded by water. Similarly, this Brahmaloka, up to Brahmaloka we went. Subtler, subtler, subtler. And Brahmaloka itself is now pervaded by what? Means this Sutra, Sutratma. But that is to be known only from Agama. Agama Gamyam Vaktavyam iti. So it has to be known only through the Agama, and it cannot be known by Pratyaksha or Anumana, because it is very subtle. Therefore, it has to be revealed through Agama, or it has to be known only through Agama, and that is what is to be said here. That's why now Yajnavalkya is answering this. Tadartham Prashnantaram Utthapitam. Okay, so this Prashnantara, this Prashna has been asked by Uddalaka, and then he is answering Yajnavalkya. Atas tan nirnayaya aha. So to establish what this sutra is, Yajnavalkya is now saying Vayurvai Gautama Tat Sutram. He says Vayu is this sutra, na anyat, not anything else. Vayuhi iti. So Bhashyakara now explains what this Vayu is. What is this Vayu? Sukshmam Akashavat Vishtambakam Prithivyadinam. So it is Sukshma, like even the Akasha. So it is not like the regular wind which is blowing. It's not that Vayu. It is the Sukshma, Sukshma Sharira or Sukshma Vastu, like even the Akasha. Means Sukshma means Indriya Gocharam. We have to understand. It is not Indriya Gochara. Whatever is Sukshma is Indriya Agochara. That's how we have to understand. It is not available for your sense organs. That is what we call as Sukshma. But that is the one which is holding everything, starting from Prithivi onwards. Yadatmakam Saptadasha Vidam Lingam Karma Vasana Samavayi Pranina. Also, what this Linga Sharira or the Sukshma Sharira is actually that Vayu only. It is made up of that Vayu. It is all that Vayu in fact. So, and this Linga Sharira itself, it is what? Is the one which is having this karma vasana, he says. Because the karma only produces a particular Sharira. So for all the pranis, even the Sukshma Sharira they have is the one which is carrying all the karma vasana, the impressions due to karma. So it is inherent in that. That is why he says Samavai. And also this Linga Sharira itself is what? It is Sapta Dasha Vidham. It is 17. It has 17 parts, are correct? 17 organs. So we can count all this Pancha Jnanendriya, correct? Pancha Prana, then Pancha Karmendriya, then Manas Buddhi. So with this the 17 comes. So all these things are all part of the Linga Sharira or Sukshma Sharira, and the Sukshma Sharira itself is made up of this Vayu only. That is Yadatmakam. And Yat Tat Samashti Vyashti Atmakam, and not only in the individual, but the same Vayu is there in the Samashti also, the Sutratma or Hiranyagarbha also it is called. Okay, the names are all used. So it is both the Vyashti and Samashti. Yasya Bhashya Vedaha Sapta Sapta Marudganaha Samudrasyeva Urmayaha. Also, this it's externally it is divided into what? All this seven different seven means what? Groups of 7, all the Marudganas. And like even the Samudrasya Urmayaha means what? Like even the waves of the ocean. There may be many waves in the ocean, but it is all part of the ocean only, correct? Similarly, the Vayu itself is the one which is appearing as all this these Marudganas. Okay. Marut again is the Vayu Devata only. So different types of Vayu Devatas, the Marudganas are there, groups of 7. The same Vayu is appearing of as also this Marudganas, like even the waves in the ocean. So tad etad vayavyam tattvam sutram iti abhidiyate. So this sutra is nothing but a vayavyam tattvam, means it is made up of this Vayu. Vayu only is the sutra. Like this, it is now known from this. So why is it Vayavyam? Why is it Vayu means what? That's why the Upanishad itself talks about Preta and all that, correct? So you see, so here Vayunave Gautama Sutrena Ayam cha Lokaha Parascha Lokaha Sarvani cha Bhutani Sandribdhani Bhavanti Sangrathitani Bhavanti iti Prasiddham etate. So this Vayu only is holding on to all this, or it is holding. All these things are held by Vayu only. This Loka, Paraloka and all the Bhutas. And it is very Prasiddha also. It is well known. Why is it well known? How? Asticha Loke Prasiddhihi. Prasiddham means it is in the Loka only it is known popularly. How means what? Yasmat Vayuhu Sutram Vayuna Vidritam Sarvam Tasmadvai Gautama Purusham Pretam Ahuhu Kathayanti Vyasram Sishata Visrastani Asya Purushasya Angani iti Sutra Apagamehi Manyadinam Protanam Avasramsanam Drishtam. Okay, so why this Vayu Sutram? Yasmat, because Vayuna Vidritam Sarvam, everything is held together by this Vayu. That is why, therefore, what? Tasmadvai Gautama Purusham Pretam Ahuhu Kathayanti. So once this Vayu is gone, then the Purusha is called Preta. And also what happens? Visramsishata means Visrastani, means they all start. Visrastani means literally getting untied, or it is all disintegrating. That is the meaning. This whole thing becomes the Purushasya Angani. Visrastani means what? All the organs start disintegrating once this Vayu is gone. Sutra apagame. Once the sutra goes, like even the money. So assuming that you have a mala, and in that different monies or something like this Rudraksha mala is there. It is connected by the sutra, and if the sutra is removed, all of them will then fall and just they will go to different directions, correct? So manyadinam protanam, so those which are held together by this thread which is prota, avasramsanam drishtam means what? They will all start disintegrating and just spilling over all over the place, correct? If the money is there and then you remove the thread, then all these monies will disperse in multiple directions. Like that, once this vayu is gone, the purushasya angas are also, they are all disintegrating. So evam vayuhu sutram, therefore vayu is the sutram in this manner. Tasmin manivat protani yadi asya angani syuhu, and in which all the bhutas are all, they are all held together, tied together, like even manis are tied together by the thread. Tataha yuktam etad vayuva apagame avasramsanam anganam. Therefore, it is proper that once the vayu goes, all the angas start disintegrating. Ataha vayuna hi gautama sutrena sandrubdhani bhavanti iti nigamayati. So now we establish that this through the vayu only, which is the sutra, all these things, everything is held together. That is now established. Now what does Uddalaka say? He says, Evam eva etati yajnavalkya. So it is in this manner only, whatever you have said is correct. So he says, Samyag Uktam Sutram. You have said what is Sutram properly. But now what? He is now asking, Tad antargatam tu idanim tasyaiva sutrasya niyantaram antaryamanam bruhi iti uktaha. So now he says, whoever is within this sutra, this antaryami. Now tell me about this antaryami. Okay. And then he starts talking about this antaryami. In fact, about the antaryami, he talks about with reference to the devatas, with reference to the bhutas, and with reference to the atma also. Adi bhuta, adi daiva, adi bhuta, and adhyatma. And it is all similar, in fact. So first one we'll see, then rest of the things are all, even Bhashyakara doesn't comment. See? So up to 23 it goes. So we'll quickly see this. So first one is what? Yaha prithivyam tishtan. So that which is there in the Prithivi. Okay. Prithivya antaraha. Okay, one which is there within the Prithivi. And yam Prithivi na veda. And that the Prithivi Devata does not know about this, even though it is there within. Yasya Prithivi Shariram, for whom Prithivi itself is the Sharira. And Yaha Prithivim Antaraha Yamayati, and being within, it actually controls the Prithivi. Yeshate Atma, and this is your Atma, he says no. That's how the Sarvantaraha, yes, Sakshad Aparokshad Brahma, Sarvantaraha Atma. So this Antaryami, who is the Antaryami of all, now Yajnavalkya says it is your Atma. Te Atma Antaryami Amritaha, and this Antaryami is your Atma, it is Amrita, it is immortal. So like this he says so many things here, correct? Yaha Prithivyam Tishtan, one who is there in the Prithivi. Okay. And but one who is there within really. Antaraha, Abhyantaraha means pervading the Prithivi itself. Okay, not just like we are also on the Prithivi, correct? Or even within Prithivi, there are so many beings are all there. Earthworms are also there. It is not like that. So that's why again, Prithivya Antaraha. So that which is there here, Antara means I told you in the form of the Karana Karya also, and that which is more Sukshma also. In that manner, that which pervades being within. And okay, if that is so, does the Prithvi Devata know about that? Means no. Yam Prithvi na Veda. Here the Prithvi is the Devata. The Prithvi Devata itself does not know because it is the Antaryami. Prithvi Devata knows Aham Prithvi Devata. Like we all know Aham Manushyaha and all that. But even the Prithvi Devata does not know the self, the Antaryami as it is really. So that is the third thing. Then what? Yasya Prithvi Shariram, and for whom Prithvi itself is the Shariram. This is the fourth thing which is said. And Yaha Prithivim Antaraha Yamayati, and one who is there within this Prithvi and controlling from within. This is the fifth thing. And finally what? That is your Atma. Yeshate Atma Antaryami Amritaha. So these six things are said. The same thing is repeated for others also. You can see Yaha Apsu Tishtan Adbyaha Antaraha Yam Apaha Na Viduhu Yasya Apaha Shariram Yaha Apaha Antaraha Yamayati Yeshate Atma Antaryami Amritaha. So like these six things were said for Prithvi, six things are said with reference to Apaha, then with reference to Agni, you can see that. Then Antariksha, and then Vayu, and then what? Dyauloka, then Divi, then Aditya, Aditya, then Dikshu, the different Diks, Ashtadik and all that, different directions or quarters they are called. Then Chandra Tarake, moon and stars. Then Akasha. Then even darkness. See, darkness is counted as a separate substance, we have to say. The Shruti Pramana itself is there here. Okay. So darkness is opposed to light, but it is not just absence of light. Because Shruti itself here it says, Yaha tamasi tishtan tamasaha antaraha yam tamaha na veda yasya tamaha shariram Yaha tamaha antaraha yameyati yeshata antaryami atma antaryami amritaha, like this. So tamas as darkness is counted as a separate substance. And Tejas also is there separately, correct? Tejasi, Tishtan. So like this you can see the same thing is repeated with reference to all these things. So we'll see the first one, Bhashyakara has written. So Yaha Prithivyam Tishtan Bhavati. So the one which is there in the Prithvi, okay, being in the Prithvi, Saha Antaryami, that is the Antaryami. But then what? Bhashyakara himself he says, Sarvaha Prithivyam Tishtati iti Sarvatra Prasangaha Ma Bhutiti Vishinashti. Okay, not only the Antaryami, all the beings are there on the earth, correct? So everybody is there on the earth. So then all of us are not Antaryami. So you have to now qualify who this Antaryami is. Therefore what? Prithivya Antaraha, Abhyantaraha. So one who is there within this Prithvi means what? One who is there pervading the entire Prithvi. That is how we have to understand this Abhyantaraha. And Tatra Etat Syat Prithvi Devataiva Antaryami iti. Okay, even if you let us say this entire Prithvi is pervaded by whom, means you will say Prithvi Devata is there. Because the Adhisthana Devatas are there for everything for us. The Adhisthana Devata is the one who is supposed to be having the identity with a particular phenomenon. And so that Devata alone is, now you will say, is the Antaryami. So to also negate that, again further what? Ataha aha Yam Antaryaminam Prithvi Devata api na Veda. The Antaryami who is not known by the Prithvi Devata also. So Mayi Anyaha Kaschid Vartate iti. So the like even the human beings also, we all know Aham Manushyaha. But Atma which is there separately, which is beyond my individuality, all this people do not know. Similarly, even the Prithvi Devata does not have this Atma Jnanam. Devatas may have lot of power. In fact, due to lot of punya only some Jiva becomes the Devata, but that doesn't mean that Devatas have this Atma Jnana. That may not be still there. That's why this Devata does not know that other than me there is an Antaryami. Who is the Antaryami everywhere? Correct? Even all this knowledge is not there even for the Prithvi Devata. And further what? Yasya Prithvi Shariram, and for this Antaryami, the Prithvi itself is the Sharira. Yasya cha Prithivyeva Shariram na Anyat Prithvi Devatayaha Yat Shariram. Okay, so again here Tadeva Shariram Yasya. So the Prithvi itself is the Shariram, means the Prithvi Devata also considers the Prithvi as the Shariram. So when we say this Antaryami also is having Prithvi as Sharira, then both of them consider the same Prithvi as the Sharira we have to take. There is no separate another Prithvi or anything. That Prithvi Devata is having one Prithvi as Shariram, Antaryami has another. It is not like that. So Bhashyakara gives a note here. He says, Yasya cha Prithvi eva Shariram na Anyat Prithvi Devatayaha yat Shariram, he says. So whatever the Sharira which is there for Prithvi Devata, it is the same thing. It is not something else. So Tadeva Shariram Yasya, he says. The same Sharira is there for the Antaryami also, is the same Shariram. And further he says, Sharira Grahanancha Upalakshanartham. So the Sharira Grahana, see, it is not just the Antaryami is having only the Prithvi as the Sharira, correct? It is only an Upalakshana that way. So Karanancha Prithivyaha Tasya Swakarma Prayuktam hi Karyam Karanamcha Prithvi Devatayaha Tat Asya Swakarma Abhavat Antaryaminaha Nityamuktatvat Parartha Kartavyata Swabhavatvat Parasya Yat Karyam Karanamcha Tadeva Asya Na Swataha Tadaha Yasya Prithvi Shariram iti. So here he is making a very important note here, Bhashyakara. So this Sharira is there for the Prithvi also. Okay. This Karya Karana Sanghata we say, correct? When we say, once we say Sharira, the physical Sharira is called the Karya, and then the Karana also is there. And all that is what? Swakarma Prayuktam. It is all there. This kind of a Sharira, how did it come? It was caused by only one's own karma. So both the Karya and Karana of the Prithvi Devata is due to the Prithvi Devata's karma only. Whatever karma one has done, in fact, one must have done a lot of punya, as I told you. Then only you can become this Devata and have this Prithvi as the Sharira, correct? And whatever Karana associated with that. Tad asya swakarma abhavat antaryaminaha, but antaryami does not have any karma. Understand that. How did antaryami get this Sharira means due to antaryami's karma, you cannot say. So Bhashyakara is clarifying that Antaryami, for Antaryami also that same Sharira is Antaryami Sharira also, but Antaryami is not having any karma because Antaryami is Nitya Muktaha. Antaryami is always free. Antaryami is Ishvara, in fact. Bhashyakara will say that. So he is Nitya Mukta. So he has no karma. But what? Parartha Kartavyata Swabhavatvat Parasya Yat Karyam Karanam Cha. So this Paramatma's Karya Karana and all, when we say, it is all only for the Parartha, for the purpose of others only. Not for the Paramatma itself or the Antaryami itself does not have any karma for itself. Whatever Karya Karana, etc. we see, it is only for the sake of others, for others to enjoy their karma only, it is there. Therefore, he says, Tadeva asya na swataha. So, for the parartha only, the antaryami, even though we say it is antaryami sharira, it is for the purpose of others only. It is not due to the antaryami's own karma that antaryami is having this prithvi as a sharira. That's why he says it is only upalakshana. So, tadaha yasya prithvi shariram iti. That's what is said as for whom Prithvi itself is the Sharira. So here further he says, see, Devata Karya Karanasya Ishvara Sakshi Matra Sannidhyena hi Niyamena Pravritti Nivritti Syatam. So why do we even say it is this Antaryami Sharira means? Because only when the Antaryami is there, even the Devatas Karya Karana Sangata will can act. That's why even in Keno Upanishad and all we say, correct? Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manaha, Vachoha Vacham and all that is some same thing here. So only by the Sannidhi Matrena, Sakshi Matra Sanidhyena, by the presence and by the witnessing consciousness's presence alone, Ishvara Shakshi Matra Sanidhyena. Ishvara is there only as a witness. Okay, Ishvara's presence is there as a witness alone, and based on that itself, all the pravritti and nivritti of all the devatas, karya karana and all are happening in its presence alone. So in that context only, it is said that the Antaryami Sharira, this is Antaryami Sharira, and Yaha Idrig Ishvaraha Narayanakyaha also Bhashyakara says here. So this Ishvara here is known as Narayana. Okay. So the Ishvara, the one who is like this, is Narayana, is known as Narayana. So Prithvi Devatam Yamayati Niyamayati Swavyapare. So the one who controls this Prithvi Devatas Vyapara, once its own Vyapara, Antaraha Abhyantaraha Tishtan, one being inside this Devata, controlling all the activities of that Devata, Yesha Te Atma, and that is your Atma, Te Tava, Mamacha. Also this Te is also only an Upalakshana. So when you say it is your Atma, Yajnavalkya is saying your Atma. That means it does not mean that only Uddalaka's Atma. So that also Bhashyakara points out here. He says, Mamacha Sarva Bhutanancha iti Upalakshanartham etate. So this is also an Upalakshana. Means you have to say that it is Tava Atma, means it is everybody's Atma also. And that is Antaryami, Yaha, Tvaya Prishtaha. So this is the Antaryami which you asked. And this Amritaha, Sarva Samsara Dharma Varjitaha Ityetat. So Amritaha means what? It is free from all Samsara Dharma. Means it is not just only free from death. See, if death should not be there, birth also should not be there. Understand? The Shad Bhava Vikara, nothing is there. No Samsara Dharma. And that is the nature of this Atma. That is this Antaryami also. So now we can see this same explanation applies everywhere else also. Like I said, next is what? Apsu, Agnau, Antarikshe, Vayav, Divi, Aditye, Dikshu, Chandra Tarake, Akashe, all this. Tamasi, Tejasi. So this also we'll quickly see. Samanyam Anyate, Bhashyakara says. Everything else is similar. And he just lists everything. Yaha Apsu Tishtan, Agnau, Antarikshe, Vayav, Divi, Aditye, Dikshu, Chandra Tarake, Akashe, Yaha Tamasya, Avaranatmake, Bhashye, Tamasi. Okay, here Tamas means what? Bhashyakara points out it is not Ajnana. Tamas can also mean Ajnana. Here it is not Ajnana, it is the external darkness only. So he explicitly says that Avaranatmake, Bhashye, Tamasi, the one which covers the darkness outside. That is the tamas which is talked about here. And Tejasi, Tad Viparite, Prakasha Samanye, and also the Tejasi is that which is opposite of this tamas. And Prakasha Samanye, he says, generally brightness in general, because Agni also was said already. Agni also is Prakasha only, correct? But Agni is a particular type of Prakasha. Here, Tejas means it is all types of light, okay, or brightness. Ityevam Adidaivatam Antaryami Vishayam Darshanam Devatasu. So like this Antaryami is shown with reference to the Devatas, okay, as the one which is there within all the Devatas also. It has been now shown. Next, Adhibhutam will be shown. Atha Adhibhutam Bhuteshu Brahmadi Stamba Paryenteshu Antaryami Darshanam Adhibhutam. So The 15th is only Adibhutam. Then again, it's all Adhyatma. Prane, Vachi, Chakshushi, Shrotre, etc. This we will see next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.